I'm not gonna be blind to the irony when I talk about the topic I'm about to talk about because it is just a very ironic thing for me to be speaking about how people represent themselves on the internet when I do represent myself on the internet with this cat PNG that just kind of vibrates a little bit when I speak. But I'm gonna do it anyway because at least I know that like this is ironic and this is kind of a stupid way to represent myself. While other people online, I don't really know if they do or not pay attention to how they show themselves online, especially with the type of content that they make. And I don't really want to talk about this just like your every other day normal content creator because like those people can do whatever they want. Like if you make gaming content and you just represent yourself in a fuck ass way, then that's completely fine. But I more want to talk about people who do like commentary and like more so social issues and just like politics and stuff like that, where people for some reason just decide to show themselves in just an absolutely hilarious way. And I think it's just funny to talk about, especially when these people are bad people, and it's more fun to point out the bad people among us. But I kind of have two main examples I want to talk about because these are the two examples that kind of spawned in my brain when I was like thinking about this and like it made me want to talk about this in any way and spend my time making a video about it. So the first example is this guy right here. I don't know why he decided to be like an Inspector Gadget ass fit in the middle of the rain with an umbrella in the darkness and decided that this is the type of vibe we need when we're talking about politics. And I'm letting you know the context of this. This was about someone talking about how Renee Good was executed by ICE. And he obviously needed to say, well, no, it was not Renee Good being executed by ICE. And trying to, put the blame onto Renee Good for being killed in her car after her last words were saying, "That's fine, man. I'm not mad at you." And then she got shot. So, don't know why you decided that this is a very serious topic. This is a very important thing to talk about. So, let me just try and act like I'm going to overfarm on you in the middle of a dark road in outside in the rain with my trench coat on. I can't understand what the philosophy behind this was. Yeah, I can't understand like what you were thinking when you were saying that this is how I'm going to represent myself when talking about this very serious topic. Maybe he tried to like see this as a point of authority or a point of just strength in his views. And I like, if he looks like this, if he looks so upkept and so cool like this, then people will be more willing to listen to him. I have legitimately no idea what the idea behind it was. I'm gonna be entirely honest. I really do not know, and I can't get through the brain of this man to understand what he was thinking. But this is not even the more extreme example I wanted to talk about because the second example I brought to the presentation today to class today is just something magnitude is crazier than this. Yeah, so I wasn't lying. I wasn't lying at all when I was saying that I wanted to talk about something even more ridiculous. This is this guy. This is not a one-time video bit. I've gone to his account and this is his entire content. Now, it could be the greatest ironic posting of all time. It could be the biggest ironic poster of all time. It's just everything he posts is actually ironic and just for fun and jokes and making fun of people. Because um on TikTok, his at is official King Twink. That's kind of just like where we're at now. And I know, well, why would I assume that the video that content that he makes is ironic? And this is because in this video, he's kind of just going along the lines of why do we need an entire month for gay people for Pride Month, but not celebrating the mothers and fathers. And he's like, why don't we celebrate the mothers and fathers? And I'm doing like a bastardized European accent because that's what this guy has. And I don't really want to play the video just because I don't want to see it ever again. He's scaring me right now by looking at him. And so that's why I'm kind of really hoping that this is like an ironic thing. But if it's not, then like what in your brain, what through the millions of choices you've made in your entire life, how did you get to the one possible route that ended right here? How did you look into the time stone, look millions of simulations into the future, and this is where you got? How does it happen? How do you get to this point in time? And a lot of his content too. That's another reason why I don't think it's ironic. Is because all of his content's like this political stuff, where he's talking about like immigration, he's talking about like race and stuff like that. And I'm assuming a lot more stuff about Pride Month and all that stuff like that as well, because that's kind of the par for the course with all these people. And so that's why I kind of don't think this is ironic because he posts about it so much and like he goes into these really scenic areas that are just somewhere in Europe and dresses up like this. And I feel like that'd be just the most amount of effort anyone's ever put into a bit like this in their entire lives. Like usually you'd be a bit shitty. Obviously, I'm assuming those are fake pearls right here. I don't think those are real pearls that he's been wearing because that's once again a massive sink into this and also not a real crown. I don't think this guy's a real royalty. Shocker. Shocking call out. Shocking call out. I'm call official King Twink out for not being real royalty. That doesn't really matter. It'd be an insane commitment to the bit to go out in public like this and then talk about the worst type of takes ever. But I really can't put it past people because once again, it is the internet, it is online, and we've seen many takes, we've seen many perspectives. It's just infinite amount of people. There's a lot of people on the internet. You wouldn't believe it. There's a lot of guys you can find who just have many, 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 many ideas in their brains that may or may not be the best to say, especially if you're dressing up as a king and going out in public and speaking about stuff, or you're dressing up in a trench coat with an umbrella in the rain. But I like there also are many, many more examples I've seen of like people doing this where like they dress in like such a fuck ass way and then they talk about politics, which once again, not lost in the irony that once again I am kind of doing the same thing I'm talking about. At least this is not the entire channel. Like the entire channel isn't me just talking about politics and then going here. It's just on the occasion, I dabble it a little bit in just because I have to keep my woke credits up or they're gonna take my license away. That's kind of the idea. But yeah, I'm assuming there's a lot more. I just haven't seen them. Or I haven't remembered them. So I've noticed seen so many more of these accounts. Like the furry accounts. Like why we need to get rid of woke are the classic YouTube video things that we've seen that everyone's seen. We've all seen those, and like that's another example of it. But I don't want to go to my way to just Google furry political take feet on desk thing. That one guy that the Ram or whatever he is. That's seared into my brain. And it's just an interesting thing to see. It's like a little zoo, I guess you see these people at because it's just they're playing dress up in the most fuck ass way, and then talking about stuff that like should not be discussed in the way that they're discussing it, or like maybe they're doing it ironically, which I'm really hoping that they do, but they're not. They're most likely not. Anyway, a little bit of rambling at the end here. I hope you get my point. That's it. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.